Welcome to your daily reading. I've already shuffled your cards and I've laid them out. In the center of your Celtic cross spread, you have the Queen of Swords. She's upright. She, regardless of your gender, they are channeling out some influences that have no business being in her life, and others are being welcomed in. She's holding out her hand to say, come up here and talk to me, but also holding up a very large sword as well to say, if you say the wrong things to me, you're out. So let's talk more about what you are filtering out as opposed to what you are filtering in. Crossing you have, or I should say, helping you, because it's facing towards the future. You have the Four of Cups. There's something here that you want to filter out, but be cautious because you have something in your future that maybe you don't want to filter out. This is slowing stuff down, and we'll get into more details later, but sometimes this is the start of something really, really cool that is suddenly starting for you. You weren't expecting that is what this is about, stuff coming out of nowhere. But here, it's possible that with this Four of Cups that you're filtering out something that you don't actually want to filter out. That's in your future position. In your past, you were walking away from an opportunity where you invested a lot of emotional energy. Possibly good for you to walk away from this. You wanted to move into something better. I'm feeling with this Queen of Swords that you have learned to walk away from opportunities that are no longer serving you, or emotional situations that are no longer serving you. But I'm wondering if your ability to filter stuff out doesn't cause you to miss an opportunity that you would actually like to have. This is your crossing and your future cards together. Maybe don't so sharply filter out everything. There are some things that need to be thrown out. With her being in the upright position, I feel like you're doing this honestly. You might be unintentionally blind to the things that you are filtering out. And I think that you mean to protect yourself, like you're not trying to be nasty, kind of what I would expect to see in the reversed position. I think that you are acting out of self-protection and trying to learn your lessons, but at the same time, I see you slowing down some cool opportunities that you would like to have, because here in your conscious position, you have the Ace of Cups. This tells me that you are aware that you are filtering some stuff out, but you don't necessarily see it in the way, you don't perceive it in the way that it's meant to be perceived. So here we've got the universe offering you an emotional cup, an emotional opportunity out of nowhere in two separate cards. Consciously, if you knew that this Ace of Cups was what it was, maybe you are doubting your intuition, because in your subconscious position, you have the High Priestess, and that indicates to me that you are listening to your intuition on some level, but there's also the risk that you miss some opportunities. There is a cold aspect to both the High Priestess and to the Queen of Swords here. And I'm not saying that a certain level of defensiveness or even coldness isn't needed from time to time, but it is about timing. It is about situational appropriateness. I don't know that this is appropriate for you to be cold towards. It isn't. You're meant to accept this, and right now, because you left something behind that you put a lot of emotional investment into, that was in the past, I feel like you might be a bit burnt, and that's kind of informing your choices, and that has the potential to slow down some cool things that might come to you otherwise in the future. In your advice position, you have the Knight of Swords. The coldness with which you confront this emotional opportunity might have you rushing in to attack something that shouldn't be attacked. In your environment card, you have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. That is a lack of playfulness. That is a lack of balance in this particular situation. I feel like you're too cold towards whatever emotional opportunity might be coming towards you. And it might be that you are too cold towards emotional opportunities to begin with. you might be cold towards other people's feelings because you see it potentially as weakness, and that comes from being wounded. I can see here with this Eight of Cups in reverse that something did hurt you, because it hurts to walk away from something that we've put a lot of emotional time and energy into. This is saying right now that your environment is unbalanced. And it also could be, since it's about the environment, that could be about your literal, physical, material environment, where things aren't good for you financially, possibly, and your material resources might be kind of out of balance in some way, leaning more towards things falling apart and less about keeping things in balance. With your hopes and your fears, you have the Five of Wands in reverse. This is about inner conflict, for one. The potential for conflict, for real conflict with others. One where you guys clobber each other with the wands, where you actually hit each other and don't just spar, you guys actually get at each other. And that could be with actions that's not necessarily physical blows necessarily, although that might be involved. But it's definitely about passive aggressiveness. You might be passive aggressively defending yourself against these emotional opportunities that are coming to you from the universe. And these might be opportunities for growth, maybe through other people, but maybe you're being asked to confront the past in some way. With that Eight of Cups in the past, there's the potential for you to turn back around and look at those, return to those cups, if you will. And I see you really, really fighting this. In your outcome, you have the Four of Pentacles. He can't hold anything anymore. He's got every limb he has wrapped around his pentacles, even one sitting atop his head. He's doing everything he can to hold on to what it is that he has. But this isn't acknowledging that with the Two of Pentacles in your environment position, that balance has already been lost. Money has already been lost. Material resources have already been lost. Together with the Nine of Swords, and with the Eight of Wands in reverse, and with the Four of Pentacles. This is rushing through a situation in which you should slow down to a certain degree. Stop, turn around, and make sure that this is something that you do want. Because that Four of Pentacles is so hell-bent on protecting everything, that's the energy that I'm feeling like you're coming out of. You mean well. You mean to protect yourself, but that Four of Pentacles in your outcome points to me that you're protecting something which needs to be exposed, in the sense that you need to show yourself off. Allow yourself to be vulnerable to these kinds of situations, or at least open your heart towards that new emotional opportunity seen in the Ace of Cups. You see it, but I don't know necessarily that you see it for what it is. And Spirit says, no, you don't. You got burned in the past, and so you don't want to return to an old situation, but this might not be anything like the old situation. You're being asked to take on something new entirely. So don't rush towards defending yourself. Slow down and genuinely look at the opportunity from the eyes of the High Priestess. Use your intuition. Is this something that, even if it's painful, if you accept it, it's for your ultimate highest good? Because to not do so is to protect something and hoard. It speaks to a woundedness and a lack of healing here. If you feel what happened in the past, you can heal it, and you can move forward in your highest self, and then you can have this card in its reverse energy, in which you let go. You learn to let material resources and other things alongside it. You learn to let things flow. And the first step might be to let go of some money or let go of this balance. Say, shit happens. Things are up, things are down. And right now, this very moment, things are down, but that doesn't mean that they won't go back up again. And soon. Let's shuffle and close out the reading with 3 cards. This is the energy that you should embody. this might be really, really rough for you because you're someone who chooses to defend yourself and not be vulnerable. You feel like it's not being vulnerable, it's exposing yourself in the worst way possible. You feel like people mistake kindness for weakness, and it's possible that you've seen that happen. If not to other people, then you've seen it happen to you. One of your cards fell out. It's the Six of Cups. And it fell out reversed, but it should be upright. With it being reversed, that suggests that you're not in that energy. Instead, you're being encouraged to be in this energy, to be more playful. I said playful earlier on. Maybe come to your inner child and make friends between your inner child and your inner adult. There's real research when it comes to nurturing your inner child. That's actually something that's gone back to the late 1800s. This idea of an inner child that needs to be nourished. I thought it was some hippy-dippy bullshit from the 1970s, but it has nothing to do with the 1970s. That idea's been around for a long time. Nourishing your inner child alongside your inner adult is going to do a lot of things. Being vulnerable and willing to have a childlike sense of wonder. And I hate cliches like that. But in this case, that is relevant here. Looking forward to the future with a childlike sense of wonder, in spite of your wounds, in spite of your scars, is going to be key to reaching your highest self. And here's what's going on. You have the Two of Cups. And it's quite possible that you are meant to be welcoming in a romantic opportunity in the near future. But if not in the near future, at a point when you are healed enough that you can accept this. And be aware that while I said at a point where you can't accept this, you might still be in the mindset, even after being healed, that you're not going to let people in the way that you've been hurt before. You're not going to let people in through that route again. You're being asked to trust the universe. You're being asked to trust a partner or a best friend if you're not romantic, or chosen family, or a cool family member. You're being asked to welcome them welcome them into your life. Not back, because this will be someone new, entirely new. Ease is what I'm getting. You're really going to enjoy being around this person if you choose to let them in. But first, with that Ace of Cups in the conscious position, you need to consciously let them in and accept them. Okay, y'all, that was your reading for today. I wish you healing, I wish you vulnerability, and I wish you a good rest of your day. Take care.